Hi there. Hey, it's Catherine Chess. I'm your nutritionist and joyful living coach. And today, for my dessert cookbook, I'm making a video for you of almond butter tort. Oh my goodness, this is so good. And it's a replica or a duplicate or a spin-off or a copy, whatever you want to call it, of the Hail Mary torts. Have you ever heard of Hail Mary torts? They're in a lot of your natural food stores and they're really, really good, but they're really, really expensive. So I thought I'd do a knockoff of it and I'd show you how to make it. So you need a food processor. If you don't have a food processor, you're going to be here a while. You can crush everything or you can use a blender, but it's so much easier with a food processor. So let's get started. We're going to throw in the food processor 1.5 cups of almonds. These are raw almonds, but they're also really good if you toast your almonds up. I have a heaping cup of dates. I like heaping because I found that things just stick together better when I have more dates. We're going to use some raw cacao. This is the purest form of chocolate. It's a chocolate powder. Well, actually, even purer are the chocolate nibs, but the powder is just the nibs ground up. And it's pure, it's just pure cacao. So it's really, really good for you without any added sugar. And then we just put in a little bit of salt. And you can just, this is a grinder. I love it because it's so fresh. And this is a Himalayan pink salt. And the grinder just makes me know that I'm getting something really fresh, something really natural. So we're going to blend this up. There we go. It's really, really well blended. You want to leave this in the food processor for a good period of time to get it really fine, really grainy, and well blended. Otherwise, it'll be a little too chunky for the crust. This is just the crust. So we're going to try on the crust. And sometimes I make this in a big pan. But today, just for ease of use, and I like to have individual servings, I'm going to use a tort pan. So this is a great size for a tort. And then look at these cute little cups. These are just adorable. And I put a muffin liner in them because it's hard to, whoops, I missed that one. It's hard to get them out. And it's got these ridges, so it makes your chocolate tort look really, really good. So I'm going to just pull out a little bit of the filling or the crust, and I'm going to smash it down. And I'll do the same for the bowl. So I'm going to fill these up. I'll be right back and I'll show you how we're going to do this. Now, when I fill my muffin tins or anything like that, I like to use a glove, not because I need something sanitary. No, that's kind of a good idea anyway. But the reason why I do this is so I can grease my mitt, my little plastic mitt, with some coconut oil. And I can really press everything down and I can get this firm. So when it's firm and it's pressed down, I know everything in it is exactly the way I want it. And see, with this tort, you just press it down, get it really firm, and nothing sticks to your hands. Well, a little bit sticks to your hands, but just press it down. On the bottom, you've got a little tort. And if you want this a little bit darker, you could use some unsweetened chocolate or more dates. If you just want it to, the Hail Mary is a little bit darker, and I really like that version. So see how perfect that goes together? And I'm going to come back and show you the filling. For the filling on the yummy, yummy chocolate torts, all you need is about a cup of almond butter. Now, I use chunky. I really like chunky. I like things to be crunchy and chunky. I don't know, this is kind of funny. In school, we learned that when you chew on things and you have the urge to really chew on something crunchy, it usually represents anger. So I hope that's not me, but could be. Maybe those repressed feelings, right? And then you put in a little bit of maple syrup and some salt. just like that. We're gonna mix this up and fill everything. And if you look, I put the little torts in a cupcake pan. Just hold these and keep them really well organized. So I'm gonna stir this up. And now I'll fill all of these with this yummy little bit of sauce. Now you just use a little tiny bit, because when we put the ganache on, we want the ganache to cover over it. So just use a little bit of the almond butter, and the ganache is amazing. So we're gonna come back and make the ganache. There's 3 parts to the yummy Hail Mary torte. There's a crust, it's the one we just made, and then we have the almond butter filling, which was delicious. You saw I filled all those little cups, and now we're ready to make the ganache. Now, this is probably my favorite part. Well, they're all my favorite, okay? But you can use some chocolate chips, some dark chocolate chips, as long as they're about 70% raw or cacao, because then they don't have as much sugar. And I like to do something even better to keep the low glycemic in a better place, okay? So this is, I put unsweetened chocolate and I heated it up and I melted it. And then I use coconut sugar, which is really low on the glycemic index. But in order to get coconut sugar to not separate with chocolate, you have to blend it up and get it to a really fine consistency. So that's what I've done here in my high-speed blender. I'm gonna blend it just a bit more to really get it blended and frothy so it doesn't separate from the chocolate. And this is an unsweetened chocolate, an unsweetened dark chocolate. So you know it's really good for you. It's just the chocolate, no sugar. So let's blend. Woo! Watch this, this is fun. You see how smoky it is? It's just gotten to a really fine consistency. So I'm gonna throw this in with my chocolate and let it dissolve. It makes it so much better. Seems like one extra step, but honestly, you'll be so happy you did this. So I'm gonna pour all this in, and then after I've done that, we're gonna use coconut cream. Don't just use coconut milk, no. Get the creamy stuff. So the ganache is super creamy. So I'm pouring that in now. Sometimes with coconut cream, I'll just use the top of the can where the real creamy stuff is. Ah, look how beautiful this is. It's like a black and white. And then I add a little coconut oil. What this does is it just helps it make it a little more ganache, if that's a word. And it helps everything stick together. So I'm gonna blend all this up, and then I'm gonna pour it over the cupcake molds for all the little torts, and then I'll be back and I'll show you the finished product. So it may seem a little cumbersome to do all 3 of these layers and really get everything defined, but you can do it over a day and, you know, just kind of make it your leisure thing. Remember, you want to be 20% happier. So what can you do to be 20% happier while you're making yummy chocolate? You might think of really happy thoughts. I don't know. Put on some music, light a candle, whatever it is, that's your thing, enjoy it. Come back, I'm gonna show you the final treats. I just pulled the chocolate torts out of their molds and they're here. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna taste one. Look at them, look at them. Oh my gosh, wowza. That flavor is fabulous. Savor your food and savor your life. I can't believe how good these are. Enjoy, make these. Don't talk with your mouth full. I'm Catherine Chess. I help you to rebalance your hormones, renew your energy, and love, love, love your life. And more importantly, I help you to love yourself. Go out and love yourself. Love is the biggest antidote to all your problems, especially when you're trying to talk with the almond torte on the top of your roof of your mouth. I love you.